Hello, everyone. My name is Adan. I'm from Aguascalientes, Mexico, and I know English. Spanish is my mother tongue, and I have some knowledge of Turkish. And I think it will be so interesting because, as far as I know, Ladino Judeoespañol has some relation with Turkish. There are some Turkish words and some other long words from other languages. I'm very interested in languages, and I'm a fan of social linguistics, psycholinguistics, and I'm a big fan of your videos. Actually, I wanted to be here since it's a very long time. So yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hi everyone, I'm Pablo. I'm from Argentina, and I'm also a long-time fan of your YouTube channel, Bajador.
Hi everyone, I am from Seville, in the south of Spain. I am a computer engineer, but I love languages. I follow your channel. I follow so many language channels. I wanted to do something like this since years now.
Thank you so much for being a part of this. I think this video is going to be very interesting and educational for many people, not only Spanish speakers.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Alex. I am from Isfahan, Iran. I work as an interpreter for Spanish and Armenian. And yeah, I'm just excited to be participating. I've been a fan of Bahado's videos for a long time.
Yeah, very happy to have you. And if you don't mind,
you.
could you give the audience a little bit of a brief background on Ladino? Because maybe a lot of people haven't heard much about it.
So Ladino or Judeoespañol, it's a diasporan language, Jewish diasporan language. It came from the expulsion of Jews from Spain in the 1490s. When the Jews of Iberia were expelled, they kept their Spanish, and they went mainly to North Africa and the Ottoman Empire. So they took in a lot of Arabic, Hebrew, obviously, and Turkish words, but the language stayed Spanish. It's a very kind of medieval form of Spanish with a few Turkish and Hebrew words here and there. So we're going to start with the first sentence, which has no loan words, only Spanish, and then just kind of get harder. So here's the first sentence. Vivimos en la ciudad, amamos otros, queremos ir al campo juntos para visitar los mis abuelos. Ama hace lluvia toda la semana.
To me, it sounds like a very old Spanish, very literary Spanish.
I think it's like we live in the city, right? And it talks about we visit, I think, to our grandparents, but then I forgot that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of these words have, I guess, like Arabic or other language equivalents, but the Spanish equivalents are used like just as much. So like La Ciudad is city, but one can also say La Medina, which is an Arabic word for the city. And yeah, it just says we live in the city, but we want to go to the al campo, to the countryside together to visit my grandparents, but it's raining all week.
Because of the Muslim occupation here in the peninsula, in Spanish Peninsula, we have many cities with the word Medina in it.
Exactly, yeah. So Medina is an Arabic word that's used. It's used mainly more Western dialects, more close to North Africa. I've learned a very like Turkish Istanbul dialect of Ladino, but yeah, you can hear it here and there. So this one has a few other words. Daniel vino a casa ayer en gran siquinti. No quiere jugar con las otras criaturas de que dice que son gente de Pirón y no quieren partajar nada con él.
I got maybe like the 85% of it. Yeah.
Do you want me?
Yes,
do you want me to
too.
like? Do you want me to like break it up?
Please.
Yeah.
Of course. So the first part is Daniel vino a casa ayer en gran siquinti.
Gran siquinti.
Yes. Daniel home.
Yeah, so sıkıntı is a Turkish word, sıkıntı. It means like distress or like
Kind of bored or like
kind of distressed, upset, you know. So it just says Daniel came home yesterday like distressed and gran sıkıntı. Okay, and the next part is no quiere jugar con las otras criaturas.
He
so
doesn't want to play with the other kids.
the other
Exactly.
kid.
Exactly. So in Ladino we have los niños, el niño, las niñas, but a kind of colloquial way to like a cute way to refer to kids is las criaturas.
A
the
cute
little
way.
creature.
Here in Spain, we also use criaturas for kids, for children, but it's something you use with very little children.
Yeah, exactly.
I think here in Mexico we use criaturas, but it's like all old people or elders we use like to call like kids in a very like cute way, something like that, criaturas. But yeah, we don't use this in like in daily language. We would use niños, right?
Yeah, I've heard it. I've very seldom heard it in Spanish, modern Spanish. People say los niños, los chicos. But yeah, I've heard it way more in Ladino. Like I've heard criaturas used more or equally with los niños.
Yeah, maybe when you want to sound pitiful.
Exactly, like las criaturas. Yeah. Okay, so next part. No quiere jugar con las otras criaturas. De que dice que son gente de Pirón.
Vision. They say that they are people of Vision. Does it have like any relationship with Spanish, like with Spanish word Vision?
Like Pirón, P-I-R-O-N, is the Ladino word for fork, like tenedor. And gente de Pirón is an expression like they're
Pirón.
uppity, they're entitled.
Pirón.
There are a lot of Greek words because it was spoken in the Balkans and in Turkey as well. So
Yes,
yeah,
because Pironi doesn't sound like any word in Spanish that I can recognize. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Whenever I have like coworkers that speak Spanish, I speak Ladino to them to see if they understand. But when I say gente de Pirón, they
No.
they don't understand. I have to explain it to
So, gente de Pirón.
them.
Gente de
Gente.
Pirón.
Yeah. So like Ladino
What
uses
does it
for
mean?
older pronunciation. So like instead of saying gente, you say gente, or like lejos, which means far, is lejos with the j. So it's more
Wow.
older Spanish
But
pronunciation.
I can
Interesting.
understand gente, and Pirón. But gente de Pirón. What's
Yeah,
that?
it's an expression. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, de que dice que son gente de Pirón y no quieren partajar nada con él.
And they don't want to share anything with him.
Exactly.
Does
Partajar
it-
is
Okay.
yeah. So partajar is French partager. It just means share, compartir. And Ladino takes a lot from, not a lot, but you see aspects of other Romance languages. Like in Italian, if you want to say, for example, my house, you don't say like in Spanish, mi casa, you say la mia casa. And in some people in Ladino say, like I said in the lessons, los mis abuelos. So you put the I think it's
That's it.
yeah.
Possessive. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
That's interesting. Los mis abuelos, for example. Los mis abuelos.
Yeah, so like yeah, los mis abuelos, or like la mi casa, which means my house. And yeah, it's an interesting little.
You can find this in Old Spanish, in the poema del Mío Cid, los sus ojos, los sus ojos.
Los sus ojos. Exactly, yeah. Okay, but yeah, so altogether, it just means Daniel came home yesterday very distressed. He doesn't want to play with the other kids because he says they're entitled and they don't want to share anything with them. So this one again, a little bit more loan words in it. Yo lo convido a la mi casa cada el had. Le sirvo atay con nana y nosotros echamos lashon.
Can you? I was like
there are 3 words.
Yeah. I'll break it up absolutely. So I'll say the first part. Yo lo convido a la mi casa cada el had.
I invite him to my house,
Exactly.
but the other one I don't know.
Every
thing.
Yes. So el had it's Arabic. Yom el had means Sunday. So yo lo convido a la mi casa cada el had means I invite them to my house every Sunday. The days of the week are basically all the same, except instead of jueves, you say jueves. But yes, martes, lunes, miércoles, jueves, and then there's viernes, and then Shabbat, because Shabbat, and then el had. And then the other side, le sirvo atay con nana.
I serve vino, like wine.
Yeah. Atay is tea.
Chai, like chai, maybe.
Chai, yeah. You could say chai, but I've heard atay from the Istanbul speaker. Con nana. Nana is an Arabic word. It means mint. Menta. And this other one is a very, very Ladino expression. Y nosotros echamos lashon. Lashon is a Hebrew word. It means tongue. And echar lashon is kind of like just talking, schmoozing. Ashkenazim would say schmoozing. But yeah, it's just so altogether, yo lo convido a la mi casa cada el had. Le sirvo atay con nana y nosotros echamos lashon. So it's like I serve him tea with mint, and we just talk.
This pronoun, nosotros, we.
Yeah, so it's with a M, nosotros. So you'll hear like the z come out a lot in Ladino, like casa, cosa, nosotros, nuestro. Yeah, so I know the C. If you speak with Cecil in Spain, you would pronounce it as a th, but Ladino keeps the older pronunciation a little bit. Okay, so if you guys are ready, I'll just go to the 4th sentence. Donc, ¿quieres ir al Sarsavaci conmigo? Hayde, cale que mercar carpusi, tomates, portocales y berenjenas.
Could you please say this again?
Yeah. So I'll break it up again. So the first part, donc, ¿quieres ir al Sarsavaci conmigo?
You want to go to the Sarsavaci? I can understand.
Probably because you mentioned fruits or vegetables, probably to the markets, like a supermarket or something like that.
So exactly. So Sarsavaci, I think it's Turkish. I believe it's Turkish. It means like a grocery, someone who sells greens.
Can you repeat the word?
Yeah, Zarzavaci.
Zarzavaci.
I know bazaar.
Bazaar, yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Ladino just says mercado, but specifically like the verderia, like the person who sells fruits and vegetables, Zarzavaci.
Okay.
Yeah, and dong is French. It's used as like you can also say peki, which is from Turkish. In Mexico, I've heard pues used a lot, like in the beginning of a sentence, like pues quiere ir al uno lugar, you know. So it's like a well, okay, so like it's
the same root as entonces.
Entonces, exactly. So
and then I have a question. Did you say hayde or something like that?
I did. So don quieres ir al Sarsavaci conmigo? So quieres is like, it's kind of like it could be like a formal do you want to go or do you guys want to, like queréis or quieren. So the sh at the end just makes it either formal or plural. So it just means, so do you want to go to the grocery store with me? Don quieres ir al zapache conmigo? And then Aide is Turkish. It means like,
Let's go.
yeah, let's go. Yalla, like stuff like that. Kale que mercar, which these are very pure Ladino words. Kale que is kind of like hay que in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like we have to, one has to. Mercar, yeah, exactly.
The same expression in Catalan. Cal,
Oh, yeah. Kale que, exactly.
hay que. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Saying, yeah, so kale que mercar is comprar, it's to buy. And so it says carpusi, tomates, portocales, y berenjenas.
So karpuz in Turkish is, I think it's like watermelon, I think.
Watermelon, exactly. I
And
think it's
then you say something else in Turkish.
yes.
Again,
So
again, like in Greek, karpuzi.
And
yeah,
Tomatoes and berenjenas are the only like similar to modern Spanish, I think.
so yeah, so it's just carpusi, tomates, which is tomates, portocales, which is naranjas, yeah. And then berenjena is a I think it's originally Persian, bademcan, but in Turkish it means eggplant.
Yeah, berenjena. We say berenjena.
Yeah, berenjena, exactly. But yeah, so yeah, so altogether it means, so do you want to go to the verderia, like the grocery store with me? Let's go. We have to buy watermelon, tomatoes, oranges, and berenjenas,
So
eggplants.
if you read it at full speed, I can understand anything, but slowly I can, when you read it slowly, I can understand almost everything.
Exactly. That sentence is a kind of extreme example, but I just wanted to show you like how most of the words, when you speak Ladino casually, you can communicate with a Spanish speaker, no problem. It's just like sometimes there are just those words that stick out. Absolutely. So this is a poem by Abraham de Toledo. I love this example. It's a very nice example of how Ladino is, mostly Spanish with a few words here and there. Empezaré a contar una valiente historia que olaréis de atentar y tomaréis grande gloria. Lo haréis, bendiceréis al Dios alto y ensalzado. De este mundo sabréis las cosas que han pasado. Seáis guardados de estorbo con toda vuestra familia, y nunca veáis estorbo, sino todo alegría. Dichosos y prosperados en bienes y riqueza, siempre seáis envidiados y abierta vuestra mesa.
I understand everything.
Exactly, yeah. So here, so let me read the first stanza, and then someone can read it. See if So, empezaré a contar una valiente historia que olaréis de atentar y tomaréis grande gloria.
I'll start to tell like I don't know, valiente. It's kind of funny. Like I'll start to tell like a brave. We would translate it as brave, but like maybe like a good story.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and then que olaréis de atentar y tomaréis grande gloria.
Probably that maybe you want to try, that you would like to try.
Kind of.
The first verb, I didn't understand.
So olaréis, I thought originally it was orar, like rezar. But yeah, I think it means like you will be happy. You olaréis de atentar, like como like you'll be happy to prestar atención. You'll be happy to attend and to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will enjoy this.
Exactly. So, and then y tomaréis grande gloria is you will take a great glory.
I would take great glory.
Glory, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so the next sentence, Loaresh, bendiceresh al Dio alto y ensalzado. De este mundo sabresh las cosas que han pasado.
You will do it. You will. How was the second verb?
So, loaresh, bendiceresh.
You will
Blessing.
bless
Exactly. Loaresh, bendiceresh al Dio alto y ensalzado. So, loaresh is loar. It comes from a...
Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. If you had a thought, please.
No,
share.
it's like I thought that it was like I will do it.
I'm sorry? It was like...
Like I will do it, maybe? No, or you will do it.
You will do it like lo haréis. Sounds
Oh,
like
no.
that. Sounds the same. It sounds
Yeah,
the same.
exactly. It does, but in the original, it was written in Hebrew characters. It was together, so I knew it wasn't that. Lo aresh is from Hebrew. It means you will praise.
Okay. You will praise and you will bless the high God.
Exactly, the high and mighty God. De este mundo sabresh las cosas que han pasado.
You will
From this
know
world.
the things that will have happened in this world.
Yeah, it's kind of you will know what has happened from this world. It's purely Spanish. So next stanza: seáis guardados en estorbo con toda vuestra familia y nunca veáis estorbo, sino todo alegría.
Estorbo. That word like just it's
Here in Spain, we use the verb estorbar and the word estorbo for something bad. Bad thing. The bad things are the
Like an
estorbo.
obstacle.
Exactly.
Exactly. So estorbo is like hindrance, or that's the translation. But I can understand it in Spanish, but when I translate it to English, I've never I can't get the meaning across. So yeah, hindrance, estorbo. So yeah, it's basically saying just may you be saved of hindrance, guardados de estorbo, with con toda vuestra familia, with your whole families.
family, yeah.
And then y nunca veas estorbo, sino todo alegría. So may you never see it, but instead todo alegría. May you see just pure joy. So and then yeah, so and then the rest is just
challenging part is this ending of the verb esh.
Esh, yeah, it's like esh. It's like vosotros sabéis, which means you all. It's like vosotros sabéis in Castellano, and then vos sabéis, same ending. It's kind of like usted. It's a formal, formal. So yeah, same ending, but it's just it's like ace. It just means you all. Yeah. Okay, and the last one. Dichosos y prosperados en bienes y riqueza, siempre seáis envidiados y abierta vuestra mesa.
I don't know how to translate it.
Yeah.
This to English.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I know the words.
Yeah, but you guys understand like what the meaning. You guys understand is just so. It's like
happy. You will have joy. You will.
Exactly. So dichosos y prosperados, it's like blissful and prosperous.
Yeah.
And bienes y riqueza, it's like in goodness and in riches, in wealth. And then siempre seas envidiados, which means may you always be envied. Like may always people look at you with envy, like they want your stuff. And the last sentence, and y abierta vuestra mesa, which means
open.
May your table be open.
Your table.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was just that olaresh and loaresh that I feel like was a little. It was just like the little word sticking out, but everything else, I like this because it is just mostly pure Spanish.
Pure Spanish.
You can understand almost everything, every word, but when you hear it, the full sentences, it's difficult. It's difficult because of the pronunciation.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I like Ladino is I love studying Jewish diaspora language like Yiddish, Jewry, like Jewish dialects of Persian, Ladino. Ladino sticks out to me because it's mostly Spanish. If it's spoken, so most dialects, if you speak it, Spanish speakers can understand.
Mhm.
There's a, I've heard this I watched documentaries of people speaking Ladino, and someone said, no es nuestro, ama lo hicimos nuestro. So it means Spanish isn't a Jewish language. It's not Hebrew or Aramaic, but lo hicimos nuestro, it was kind of made us with like little Hebrew and Turkish loan words. So
Yeah,
I just,
with Ama, right?
with exactly, yeah. Exactly. I know some words like some dialects share, like convidar is more common in Spain, but in Ladino you don't say trabajar for work, you say laborar, which is from Italian.
Oh,
An Argentinian would understand. I think an Argentinian,
Yes.
you guys say laborar.
It's
So
elaborar. Yes.
laborar, like al laboro, al trabajo. So like certain,
Like,
there's little bits of every dialect of Spanish as well as Turkish. If I didn't know a Ladino word, I'm like, oh, is it a Spanish? I just used the Turkish word and I hoped it was right.
it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting. So I just find it very intriguing the way the language develops, because it tells you so much about history. You know, like
Yeah.
the base is Spanish, but then when you study the words that you don't recognize, you're like, oh, this comes from here, this comes from there. And then you kind of track the history of migration and movement and see, oh, this makes a lot of sense of how this happened, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like very like the language tells the story of whoever speaks it. You hear like all these words like, oh, they migrated through here then. There's a lot of Arabic words and Turkish words.
I have heard that, for example, we have the word palabra, but in Turkish it is also palabra, but it means like a lie or something like that. And I was reading like a little bit about it, and then like in some readings they would say like it comes from Ladino or something like that, and then it was like transferred just to Turkish, and in Turkish now it is not the word, but they use kelime or something like that, and then palabra is like the bad word. No, lying or to lie.
Yeah, I think yalan is lie in Turkish.
Yeah, lie.
Yeah, exactly. In Ladino, for palabra, you say biervo or palabra. That's same meaning. But yeah, it's interesting like how little minority languages can ultimately affect the lingua franca of the world. It's also like non-Jews in Turkey speak Ladino without knowing it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's just many interesting examples of that. It's like for instance, like Afrikaans, they you know, it's mainly Dutch, right? But
Yeah.
because of the like the Cape Malays, there are Malay words that went from them to Afrikaans. But then at the same time, the Dutch went to Indonesia, and the Indonesians picked up a lot of Dutch words. So then, you know, like sometimes the word is the same between Indonesian and Afrikaans, but they came from two different sources. It's really interesting. Like the Afrikaans it's not a Dutch word. The Afrikaans got it from the Cape Malays, and then the Indonesians, they didn't get it from the Dutch because it was an actual word, like a native word there, right?
I actually have a funny example of that too. So as a mother language, I speak Armenian and Persian. And last year I went to Armenia for the first time with my friend's family who are from Karabakh, and they speak a very, very different dialect. I can't understand it. However, because of the contact through Azerbaijan, they use a lot of Persian words that they don't know are Persian in their dialect. So I just found myself like digging them out because they said like kale for head instead of galuch, the Armenian word. I'm like, where did you guys hear that from? They're like, oh, we just always speak like this. Or like changel for fork. It's just, it was real weird how like I thought I could never understand this dialect, and then I found myself.
Then you find words, but they came from a different source.
Exactly. Yeah. I just want to say quedash en bonora. May you guys always be good. That's a Ladino, like the way to say goodbye. Quedash en bonora.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you again for being a part of it.
Of course. All right. You guys have a good one.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Have a good day. Good evening.
Good night.
Have a good day.
Cool, I guess.